it's Felicity from Get Your Rock Out here with James LaBrie from Dream Theatre. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Excellent. Good to be back in the UK.
I'm
Yeah.
very glad you made it after the kind of weather we've been having. It was, I
Yeah.
don't know how difficult it was for you to get across here.
Yeah, well, I've noticed that you're just getting, smacked with a storm left, right, and center. You have floods going on. But we've been going through Europe, and we just missed a real brutal storm down in, we went to Slovenia. And the day that we got in, they had an ice storm, and there were trees down and everything. The power lines were down. And it was everything for the gig to get done, but we did get through the gig. The day after we left, they got smacked again, and it would have been impossible to do the gig. It was just unbelievable amounts of snow, ice, sleet, rain, everything was going on. So, yeah. But we've been seeing it, and that's one of the things when you're touring in the winter. It's really difficult. You're at the mercy of the Mother Nature, yeah.
Well, I'm very, very glad that you made it over here, and it's good to see you. And you're about kind of halfway through, getting towards the end of this leg of the tour now. How's it gone so far? Have you guys enjoyed it?
Yeah, we've loved it. It's been going great. The fans are obviously really embracing the fact that we're doing an evening with. Yeah. So there's two sets. It's a 3-hour show in total. And, it asks a bit more from us, but it's okay. In fact, myself and the other guys, we were talking the other day, and I said, I actually prefer it this way. Because it's like an engine. Like you start your engine, and the longer it runs, or any car, the longer you run the car, it breaks in. You break it in. And I feel it's kind of like that with us. The first set, you're just, you're prepared before you go on stage. You're not going to walk on cold, or you're not being professional. But it's just the way that it unfolds, through the first set, the songs that we're doing, everything just feels like it's gradually building to this, to a climatic end where we come in on the second set, and we're honoring, 2 albums that are celebrating their anniversaries. So we feel that it's a really great way for us to, one, give our fans everything that they want from Dream Theater, and that is just Dream Theater, no opening acts. Yeah. And then the other part is that we just feel it really allows us to open up as an individual, as an artist, and being able to really show who we are, because it's very dynamic throughout the evening. So it's great. We prefer it this way.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And how much of an extra hit is it, on voices and on people playing? How's everybody finding it on the more physical demands?
Yeah, you do things to help. It's the way that you eat, the way you sleep. It's your vitamins, it's your exercise, and all these things I make a routine every single day. And if I didn't do that, then, I'd pay the price. Because, I'm out there for 3 hours singing. The voice has to be looked after. And but you have ways, you have your rituals, so to speak, that work for you. Every singer that I've ever spoke to over the years, they all have their little things that they do that they know works for them. And one works for one. What works for one doesn't necessarily work for the other. So you kind of figure it out for yourself. But yeah, there's little aches and pains along the way, but you deal with it. I don't know if this is wood, but it better be. The voice has been amazing for me, and I've just been really looking after it. So everything's good. And the main thing is I think it's your attitude, your mental state. We're all having a great time out here. We're all having a lot of fun, and I think that makes a difference. And when we're engaged with the crowd and our fans, it's just amazing. It's the energy we're getting back from them. We're obviously reciprocating. We're throwing it back, and it's good. So I think all these things lend themselves to just being in a good place. Yeah.
Wonderful. And so has it been such a success that you would definitely consider doing this in future tours as well? Have you enjoyed it that much?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think, some of the conversations that I've had with some of the guys is that, like this seems to be, it feels more natural. Yeah. Not that I do love taking out bands. There's so many incredibly talented artists out there, but at the same time, it really limits us as far as what we can do. Not that we do short sets. Even on the last tour, taking out opening acts, we were out for 2 hours and 15 minutes. So, it's not really like we're going, okay, see ya. We're in a blink of an eye, we're here and gone. But I think it just works better for us being able to we can approach the songs that we feel are necessary and what should be played at that particular point in our career. So to continue doing this in the future, yeah, because it also opens up the doors to being able to create. There's a concept there that maybe we couldn't necessarily do if we had an opening act. Whereas if we open ourselves up to continuing to do evenings with, it allows a little bit more interesting and exciting, things to unfold, which I will not talk about. But yeah, I think we tend to lean more towards what we're doing right now. Not to mention we're spoiling our fans, but that's okay. You know what? They've been there with us all along, so they're going to really love what we're doing now. Now, if we went back to where we're taking out an act or two acts and we're doing an hour and a half, they're going to be like, I think I'll wait. So yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I like the thought that plans are afoot for more. That sounds very exciting indeed. Yes, yeah, definitely.
We can be doing, yeah.
Definitely. And of course, Dream Theatre was out at the end part of last year, and the fan reaction to it, everything I saw was so positive it was untrue, and fans that had been saying previously they weren't quite sure how it was going to measure up. I mean, everything I saw, people were just kind of overwhelmed with it. Are you still feeling as proud of that record as you were?
Absolutely. I think A Dramatic Turn of Events was the album that had to have been made for everything that we were going through. It was a transitional period. We had to transcend everything that people thought we weren't capable of doing, because there was a lot of skepticism. There was a lot of controversy out there. We're going to be the same band. And I think first and foremost, we knew that obviously we're not going to lose a step here. We're not going to lose anything that we are, our identity, our signature, our sound musically is not going to be lost. And I think it was a matter of us just let's right now let's focus on writing a great album, and then let's focus on going out touring it and showing them that the band, it's still Dream Theater and we're having an amazing time, because everyone was picking up on that there was a camaraderie, that it felt like a band, like it was a band presentation. It wasn't one person and four other guys walking around, which it was tending to lead towards. It was really becoming, to the point that it was just a very imbalanced presentation. So I think coming back and doing that tour to support A Dramatic Turn of Events and letting people visually see the interaction with us, the fun that we were having, like we were on stage just having a good time. And you continue to see that on this tour. And people are talking about it. They're up there, they're smiling, they're having fun, they're joking around with one another without sacrificing the music. You don't want to be a clown up there. But, so it really kind of has really brought us into another place, which leads to the album, being self-titled. It was kind of like we feel like we're walking into another, through a door, leading us into another part of our career. So why not have the album be an extremely bold statement? And when you release a self-titled album 20-something years into your career, that's a bold statement. So you got to live up to it. So that's what we did, and I think it really proved to be something. It wasn't just let's just do it for shits and giggles. We didn't do that. We did it for a purpose. There's a purpose for it, and it was I think extremely well received. I know. This last album has been really well received, and the tour is also having that same sort of reception. Yeah.
Fantastic. And you also had a solo album out last year. Can we expect you to be touring this at any point in the future?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of interest. I've been approached by promoters and so on around the world to do that. And I think the reality is obviously I'm out with Dream Theater right now. So to do everything that this world tour will entail is first and foremost. And realistically, each tour lasts about 14 months, 16 months sometimes. So I think I would do this. And as this tour starts to wind down, we're talking about it. Matt Guillory and myself and the other guys are talking about, yes, let's get this out on tour. It'll be sometime in 2015. There's talk that we would love to maybe record an EP, 5 or 6 songs, and release that just before, as Dream Theater winds down, this EP comes out, creates the buzz, gets the excitement going, and then we can slowly and shortly thereafter, I shouldn't say slowly, shortly thereafter, I'm feeling slow right now. shortly thereafter follow it with a tour.
Wow.
But yeah, so I think it, it begs to be done, and I think we'd have a great time. There's a lot of great music that we all completely believe in, and I think to bring that out on stage and with these players, I mean, first of all, they're amazing guys as people, but phenomenal players, phenomenal musicians. So just to bring that on stage, it would be a more intimate setting, be clubs and stuff like that. But that's good.
Wow.
That's okay.
When was the last time you did a club show?
Depends on where I am. I mean, no, it really, it's been a while. It's been a while. We get close to club things depending on where we are. It'll be big halls or something like that, but which has that more intimate feel. So it's okay. Yeah.
No, well, I really hope that happens. I mean, in an EP
I
as
do
well.
Too. Yeah.
Not that you're not busy enough already.
Yeah, I know. That's just it. It's like, oh my God, where to find the time, and then, get this stuff written, and then, I mean, Matt Guillory, truth be known, I mean, he's the main composer of this, but we've been, I mean, I'm very much involved as well, and we brought in other people to write with us in the last little while, so it's been very, very successful, and it's just to maintain that, and I think it can be done. It's like we've done every other album. We start writing songs. He's throwing me audio files. I'm throwing stuff back to him, and we slowly but surely, build it into songs. So, at night while I have my days off, I can be writing. So yeah.
It's very good that you can write on the road.
Yeah, well, you have to. Sometimes just because of the time and constraints, you just have to make it work. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it's going to be an incredible year.
Mm-hmm.
I think all in. There's a lot
busy year, yeah, for sure.
But would you want to be not busy?
No, I mean, I think that's the other thing, too, is I think, all that's happened to Dream Theater in the last 3.5 years, I think it also reignited and reminded us why we're doing what we're doing, We're in a really good place. We all feel extremely proud of what we're doing, and, what we're talking about doing in the future is going to be just as exciting and I think rewarding. So it's good. There's a reason why things happen, and I think, like I said, we've been reminded why we wanted to do this as little kids, and to get that back, and for that to be extremely, realized, I should say. It has been realized, and I think that's making all the difference in the world. So you're out here doing what you love to do, and you realize you love doing it. So, I mean, what else? That's all that matters.
Definitely. Yeah. And it's so good to hear as well.
Mm-hmm.
I could spend the rest of the day talking to you quite happily, but sadly I'm going to have to let you go now.
It'd be good.
But thank you so much. It has been such an absolute pleasure. And I'm sure that we'll see you back here very soon in some guise or other.
Yes, I would imagine so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.